people aware that we are there for a reason, that we are necessary, that we are not to be erased, and to make people sensitive of what we need finally.
Alors on va commencer par
So let's start with that last question. Ghilana, what would you like to say to answer her? Ghilana, thank you very much for that question, especially after the fact that interpreters started asking these questions of protocol. We introduced our program for training, and we were able to introduce protocol people to interpreters. And as was said very correctly, sometimes the interpreters are just in the way, especially if they're wearing a bright yellow dress in front of all of the photographs. And maybe they haven't washed their hair or something, and we have to say that those of us in protocol can be bothered by this a lot because they take up a lot of the attention of the directors and bring it to them. So what we're trying to do is talk to in the interpreters. We give them a dress code. We talk about how they should behave. We try and make sure that they are understanding what they need to do, and also that they need to know. They need to let us know what they need to be as comfortable as possible, such as water, food, fresh air. Obviously, not food in the booths, but everything else. So to answer your question, obviously we have to have direct communication between protocol and the interpreters. If we're working on one event or another, you shouldn't be shy. Many of my colleagues just don't understand and don't know how to work with the interpreters. Interpreters for us are sometimes equated with the technical personnel. And so the interpreter needs to be there only when he's needed and disappear when the interpreter isn't needed anymore. And that's all that the interpreters do. And so that's how protocol people usually see interpreters, and that there's something extra that doesn't need to be there. But you are people. You have your own opinion. You have your own understanding of what you need to do your work. It's not just that you need water because you need water, but you need water to be able to do your work well. And the person who doesn't understand you well then would say, well, for you to be comfortable and for us to be comfortable, could you please do this and this and this, and please don't forget about whatever it is each person might need for that particular event. And as we see, unfortunately, that kind of good communication doesn't always exist. And this direct communication between protocol and the interpreters doesn't always give the quality of work that the leaders are hoping for. Audrey Uros, would you like to respond to the question on deontology and ethics, as well as the social